be fun.
So as the years pass, the age of kids logging online are getting younger and younger, I'm told. So you can just imagine how important it is to ensure that not only are they staying safe, but also staying in their lanes when it comes to online etiquette. Emma Sharp Dalton-Brown is a cyber safety specialist at Cornerstone Jamaica, and she's going to tell us what your kids need to know before they hop onto the World Wide Web. Good morning, Madam Emma. Welcome to Smile Jamaica.
Good morning. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is our pleasure. Tell me about Cornerstone first. Let's start there.
So Cornerstone is a nonprofit organization that has been running for about 10 years. And they originally set up this program called See Better, Learn Better, which goes into schools in the western part of Jamaica and Westmoreland and Hanover, running these clinics twice a year, examining children's eyes and providing them with eyeglasses. They run 2 workshops, 2 week-long clinics rather, a year. But of course, because of COVID, they had to stop doing that, or pause doing that, I should say. So they were not able to do last year, March or April, I think they were supposed to do their clinic. So they came up with sort of the idea to tackle the online issues that Jamaicans were having. So connectivity primarily, and they started this initiative called Cornerstone Connects. Jessica Davidson is their director of Cornerstone Connects. So they provide the internet, the connectivity to their 11 partner schools in Westmoreland and Hanover. Then they brought in 500 tablets and donated 500 tablets. So far, they haven't stopped, 2 students in those schools. And then CyberSafe Yuhself, which is a cyber safety program, is also under Cornerstone Connects. And there's a story to that.
Yeah, we want to hear the story. You said you have your own kids online in school, and you saw the pitfalls of cyberspace. You signed up your own kids for a cyber safety program. Talk to me a little bit about those pitfalls before we head into the actual program, cyber safety program of Cornerstone.
Right. So I noticed, they started online school on March 13th last year. And I noticed, that messages in the Skype chats of my son, who was in grade 6 at the time, some of them were really inappropriate and kind of rude. And I knew about cyber safety because of CyberSafe Kids, which is an organization in Ireland that a very good friend of mine started up 6 years ago. She's one of the co-founders. And so I knew about cyber safety already. And I realized, wow, this is going to become a problem here in Jamaica now that all the kids are online. And so I signed up my kids for an upcoming camp in the summer. This was back in April last year. Having spoken to my friend who is one of the co-founders of CyberSafe Kids in Ireland. And that's kind of how it sort of got me thinking about cyber safety in Jamaica and how it would be, pretty important that Jamaican children learn about cyber safety.
So you got trained, you went through your own 4-month training.
So, well, how the training went is, so just to give you a little bit of background on CyberSafe Kids, it's an Irish charity that was set up almost 6 years ago with a mission to empower children, parents, and teachers to navigate the online world in a stronger, smarter, and safer way. And the founders had recognized a clear need to prepare the children in Ireland for their online lives. They've actually spoken to 25,000 children in Ireland in the last 6 years since they started. And they're working at a national level to ensure better safeguarding measures and policies are put in place. And so that's kind of like the background of how I came to be trained. I approached them and said, look, could you train me to become a cyber safety specialist? I had, of course, met Cornerstone Jamaica in the April of last year, actually through Buck-Ups. I was writing an article in Mako Caribbean magazine about Cornerstone. And anyway, I brought the idea of cyber safety to Cornerstone because I wanted to partner with them. So they actually ended up giving me loads of support. They loved the idea. So by the end of August, it was all in place, and I started my training in September. And then since then, I worked after I was trained in September. I worked tirelessly, day and night for 3 months, designing and writing comprehensive and interactive program on cyber safety. And then I coined the name CyberSafe Yuhself for the program from the phrase "wise up yourself."
Yep.
Signed, hundreds of slides with my own made-up Bitmoji characters and storylines for workshops, so that we could teach primary and secondary school children, their teachers, and their parents about cyber safety.
Yeah, I'm not certain you should even tell me this, but it says cyber safety also includes setting up devices. When I say you should even tell me, because you don't want the bad people know what you're doing. It protects online privacy, and it defends.
It's fine for the bad people to know what we're doing. So basically, yes. So what the main themes that we explore in the cyber safety workshops are setting up devices and online profiles safely, the dangers of publicly sharing your personal information and location online, the stranger danger basically in general, navigating safely through gaming, social apps, and online videos, handling scams and fake news, and leaving a positive digital footprint, because your digital footprint stays online forever. Even if you delete something you've posted, commented on, watched, anything like that, people can screenshot it and save it and use it against you if it's been negative. So you want to leave a positive digital footprint. And then, of course, the very significant section on cyberbullying, which includes denigration, impersonation, emotional blackmail, cyber grooming, and stalkers. And the problem is many children don't recognize that they are being cyberbullied. Right. So we did an online survey that Jessica Davidson and I formulated questions back in October, actually. And we did an online survey, and only 8% of the 960 students who participated said they had been cyberbullied. Yet 96% of the same 960 children commented on what they actually did when they had been made to feel uncomfortable online. So there's a huge amount of children, right? The majority do not realize that what's happening to them online, feeling uncomfortable, is because they are actually being cyberbullied.
So I'm glad you're also roping the parents in on this, because oftentimes they are clueless. They don't know what their kids are doing, much less to be able to set up privacy controls, much less to monitor. So they're an important stakeholder group.
Absolutely, and teachers as well. I mean, I've written, separate workshops for teachers, separate ones for parents, and then separate ones for the primary school kids and the high school kids. Because while all children, when they're online, they're exposed to the exact same content, whether you are 6 or 16.
That's right.
However, the workshops are slightly different, because the truth is the younger kids are by default more monitored by their parents, right? So we don't cover cyber grooming for primary school kids, but for the high school children, we do. And the reason why we don't cover cyber grooming for the primary school children right now is I'm not sure if parents would be comfortable with that topic. You have to be very careful about, when you're teaching children, of course, not to cover a topic that parents are going to feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
But they're still given they're basically, how we put it across, rather than talking about cyber grooming, is we make it very clear about stranger danger. And to be honest, the little ones, the ones in grades 1 and 2, they're all over the stranger danger thing. I mean, they are like, "Miss, we can't talk to strangers," right? I mean, they're great.
Yeah. Problem is when the stranger poses as your friend.
Well,
where
this
the
is
danger is. Emma, we have about 30 seconds. I need you to tell me where parents can access this training for their children. I would love to know, because my daughter, is something I think would be good for her. How do we access it?
Well, we've actually officially launched CyberSafe Yuhself. We did it on April the 13th this year. And our 11 partner schools have all had cyber safety sessions We've reached about 1,300 children and 130 teachers so far, only about 100 parents because of connectivity issues. But basically, call me, email me at, my email address is emma@cornerstonejamaica.org, right? Or the Gmail address, emmasharptv@gmail.com. So you can do either. You know, we're there. We're absolutely there. I would love any schools who are interested, please get in touch and we can make a plan to do these workshops for you.
I think it's
All right.
very, very
Thanks.
important.
Thanks, Emma. Stay safe. God bless.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah,
Emma Sharp.
important tools. The kids need them to navigate. Cause trust me, sometimes I look on some of the things that are online and I'm like, jeez, my poor child.
Emma Sharp, Dalton-Brown, cyber safety specialist at Cornerstone Jamaica. Take a break. Soon come.
Bye.